Hey, Verona makeup artists, if you are wondering how you can reach to 10K or more a month, but you still don't know what to do, you already try multiple things, stick with me in this video for the next 20 minutes. You're gonna be able to understand why it's not working and what you can do to actually make it work. This is how I've been able to help my clients, and I hope it brings you the clarity that you're looking for. Okay, so first of all, this is not for beginner artists. If you just got certified, you don't have any proof yet, you probably have to work the module, set up your profile, set up your Google Business profile. And once you have enough people, it's not for people who haven't got any clients yet, because we need some proof in order to make this work. But the proof you can get it with your family, friends, or maybe some modules if you wish, all right? Now, this is also not for someone who wants fast results and wants to guarantees like a quick fix or get rich quick scheme. This is also not for people who not follow guidance. Like if you already have your way, if you're not willing to do something else, sometimes, and this happened to me in the past, like you try something and it didn't work, and then you say that doesn't work, instead of actually thinking, how can I make it work? Or what am I doing wrong if it's working for somebody else? Just keep your mind open. This is not for you. You don't care about your clients' results, all right? Because you are dealing with women's confidence. Basically, you are dealing with people who need your services because they might have some issues with their brows, with the lips. And by not taking that seriously, this is not for people who don't care about their clients, all right? If you are in this business just to make money and that's it, well, this is not going to help you out. So you can also scroll past this video, all right? Now, this is for permanent makeup artists who sell a full transformation for your clients. Like we talked in the past, we want people who care about their business. And because you do care about your business and you do care about your clients, this will be reflected in your messaging and other things that we're going to cover in this video. This is for artists who are already making 3K and you want to reach 10K or more a month consistently, because sometimes it happens that some artists do not have a goal in mind. They don't have anything, like they just want more bookings. But if that's the case, then it's harder to even have anything to track. Or how do we know that we actually making a progress if we don't have any aim goal to get? Does that make sense? All right, now this is for people who also value their time, okay? Because time is the most valued resource that we have, right? Handling everything in a non-efficient way, or doing a lot of the things at once, it's essentially a lot of wasting your time. So this is not for you if you don't want to save time. It's also for you if you care about your results, like we talked in the past, and you have an understanding that building a business takes time. It's not something that's going to be done by tomorrow or in a week. You're not going to make thousands of dollars, and it's for someone who already gotten clients through ads. It's not a must, but if you've already done it, or you're already running ads and you're already getting clients through ads, perhaps they're super expensive, but we're going to talk about what to do to make it cheaper. But if you're already getting clients through ads, well, that will be great. If not, that's fine. Now, this is you. I know how you feel. First, you're looking for a more predictable way to grow your business because you're running ads, getting some clients or leads, but some months are better, some months are worse. And that's in general for any business. But we're going to touch base on certain things that are going to be pretty important to grow your business, all right, in a more predictable way. Like you want to stop chasing leads. You want to stop being there, burning your leads and following up with every single one of them, every single one of the questions, because it seems like it's just way too much to handle. It's overwhelming. If you run ads and it used to work in the past, right? Things are changing, okay? Things are not the same as a few years ago. I had some clients who in the past, they will not even need to run some ads because there will be few only people in the town who will be doing the services. Now it's no longer like that. There's more competition. There's more people doing this. Whether they're good or not, that's something apart. But the thing is, they are offering the same services. Therefore, just by running the same ads all the time that you used to get some clients with, right now it's no longer working. You're getting some client increase, but they're ghosting you, or they tell you yeah, I found someone cheaper. Thank you for your time. That's too much. But then you're wondering if you should keep offering more discounts. You're already probably running some discounts, but then you're even with this discount, people still telling me it's too expensive. So should I lower even more? What should I do? People seems to don't pay what I want to charge. Now, you probably has been more in the past, you work with some agencies who told you within 30 days you're going to get 20, 30 or more new clients. You're going to make thousands of dollars, and you now know that that's not the case, all right? Sorry if you went through that. I'm pretty sure whenever we are beginners in the business, everybody's promising us everything, and we're like, oh my goodness, this is me, I got it. We're so positive, and then we don't get the results, right? Now, why am I doing this? Why am I working with permanent makeup artists, and why I do care about this particular niche? I built businesses in the past, from tech startup to e-commerce, and some of those businesses fail terrible. They really went so bad. Some of them went pretty successful and eventually sold them. I spent 5 years, actually my background is as a software engineer, I'm super technical. And I've been working in software, building automation. After spending more than 50K in books, mentors, trial and errors, I can finally have this clarity. And obviously, I'm still learning every single day. I keep learning. I keep trying to improve myself. But what I'm saying, I've been doing this a lot. Back in the time when I launched my businesses, I will be like, I don't know how to get clients. I don't know like what this is so hard. I thought, well, I would just figure it out and eventually figure it out. But it was way harder than I thought it would be. So that might be your case. One day I got my brows done and they were horrible. Like they were not good. They were in a weird shape and I wanted to fix them. But then I didn't know who to trust, especially for that experience that I had. Fast forward years, I was looking for someone. I wasn't trusting anyone because they already kind of had horrible brows. Luckily, I was able to kind of like cover it up with makeup. But then I was like, I wanna have this done right, and I just didn't know who to trust. And eventually found one girl in the gym. She was my neighbor, and I thought, well, at least I know where she lives if she messes me up. And it went great. I loved it. It changed my life in a really positive way. And I thought, like, how many people like me are out there who needs this service, but they just don't know who to trust? Unfortunately, some people who do not have the skill and do not care about their healing results would take them as a client, even charging high price tag, but they just don't care. And there's no way for you to verify because it's not super regulated. Some states are better than others, and that just make it harder for regular people to actually find someone who they can trust. I started helping permanent makeup artists for free, getting some clients, testing out new things, and then I decided to quit my job and do this full time. And so far, I'm loving it. A few of my clients get to 8K within 30 days. Now, this is not for everyone. There are multiple factors. Again, I don't want to promise you anything, but we do have a framework, a systems in place that help them out. I get a lot of people messages from my clients telling me like how it has been helping their businesses. I have few case studies on my Instagram. You can go ahead and look at them, how we are able to decrease their cost per lead like $3 or less, and how we are able to actually get them clients within 30 days, automating a lot of the stuff. So it's incredible. Like they save time, they save money on the cost per lead. It's insane, right? Now, here's something I want to touch base. Like why most of the time it fails, like even though we try ads, we try agencies, we try everything, but this is the main things that I've seen why it's not working. Each time I took a look at a new account and one of my clients come to me or a new permanent makeup artist is talking to me, these are the main reasons why it's not working. The main one is you're ignoring your client's pain points. All right, all your ads promote a technique and a discount probably, and that's it. Like you're not or selling a solution to your client. Think about this. What is the reason your clients get the brows done or the lips done or whatever? What you're doing probably, because I've seen this over and over, so I'm pretty sure you're doing the same, not to judge here anyone. You're running ads promoting a technique. Microblading, patty brows, nano hair strokes, $50 off, $150 off, this month only, 10 spots available, whatever. Now, that could work, and probably in the past it worked, but the thing is, now that we have way more people doing the same, you are not focusing on your clients' pain points. And sometimes when I join in the calls and I ask my clients, what is the reason your clients get their brows done? They always tell me things like, oh, because I give them the best price, because I give them the best brows, because I give them the best experience, because everything is I. And that's like, right there. That's the reason why you don't get clients, because everything's about yourself, all right? The first thing you were failing is focusing on yourself, not a solution. Think about this, why people get the brows done. If you know your client, which you should, they probably tell you things like, oh, well, I'm aging, I'm losing the shape of my brows, they're thinning too much. Or they might tell you things like, I had cancer, so for whatever reason, every woman has their story. In my case, I had really sparse brows, and when I didn't have anything on it, I would look sick. So then I will see all the women with their fuller brows, they're so beautiful, I wanted to be like them. So your clients, depending on demographic and the area where you are, and multiple factors, have a reason why they get it done, okay? So think about that, and then talk about it in your ads, okay? Now, the second part, the reason why it doesn't scale, if you run ads and everything, but you're still not able to scale your business, is because you're not measuring anything. Sometimes I ask permanent makeup artists, like, what is your cost per lead? What is your booking rate? And how many bookings are you getting a month? They don't know that. Now, I'm not saying you, perhaps you are really a good business owner and you already know these numbers. But the cases that I've seen is they don't know these numbers. And like you cannot grow them if you don't even know them, you don't measure them. How do I know if my ads are working? If it's only because I don't see people on my door, well, that's something we have to consider, like why we're going to grow. And then also relying on discounts because they say, okay, I'm just going to lower my price. And I don't want to blame you because when I talk to my clients, they always tell me like, oh, I work with another marketing agencies. They told me that I have to lower my price to $100. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to book anyone. And I don't want to blame you or judge you or anything. We all do what we got to do when we want to make sure that our business is growing. But just think about if you're only relying on discounts, it's not sustainable. Discounts are not bad in general. but you gotta make sure to frame it or have them in a way that is profitable to you and that it makes sense to your client. Okay. All right. And well, another thing is you are doing so many things at once. I talk to people. We are posting on Instagram. We are reaching out to people. We're liking, sending out DMs, handing out some flyers, running out some SEO, Groupon, having a website. There's so many things. Like, it's overwhelming. No wonder why nothing is working. We're spreading the thing. There is one book that is called The One Thing, and it's basically talks about how you can focus on one thing that is going to actually move the needle in your business. What is that one thing? That if you do it, everything else doesn't matter, because we always have a to-do list. Anyway, I don't want to touch base on this too much, but it's a recommendation. All right. Now I want to show you some of the examples of what I mean by like you're just selling a technique and not a solution. These are some of the apps that I just took from the ad library. You can go ahead and take them if you want to take a look. But basically here you can see permanent makeup eyebrows, special offer, hosting, and then offer. Like, people don't care about this, ladies. Same thing here. This one is a little bit better because we have a before and after, but same thing, powder and gray brows. This might have better results, but still not able to see that much. But this one is better just by seeing the before and after. The visual is better. And then we have this one, which is again permanent brows for 150. That's like permanent brows and then discounts. That's kind of like everybody's saying. Now here they're using a stock image, which is a completely turn off. Like, people cannot actually see your work. They just want to see this and scroll past, and that's why your ads become so expensive. And then we start saying ads don't work, and then we say, okay, I don't want to try ads anymore. But the thing is, everything that you're saying is about technique and discount. That, like, how do you expect people to actually care about that? Okay, now we're finally talking about this framework that I've been promising the whole video, right? Now, like, this is the very first step. We have foundation, then we have attraction or attract your clients, then we gotta nurture them, then we book them, and then we can actually think about scaling. All right. Now let's go step by step because it might seem like confusing a little bit. Okay, the foundation for every offer, every service, that's your offer. You gotta think about your ideal client. Now, back in time, I'm not gonna lie, when I used to hear ideal client, I would think like, well, everybody's my ideal client. Like, why me? I just want to work with everyone. But that's not the case. Think about who's your ideal client. What is that client that you love working with? It could be probably women between certain ages or women with certain case scenarios or whatever it is that you love working with. That's your ideal client, right? And all the content, your messaging, everything's going to be around her. Doesn't mean that you're going to work with other people, but it just means that you want to attract that particular client that you love working with, right? Now, that comes to your offer. For example, we want to work on your brows, then think about the reason why she's getting her brows done, and then it comes to your messaging. These are the things we have to focus on, and then we optimize your Instagram. Your Instagram is your sales page of today. Whenever you're running ads and someone is considering booking with you, they're always going to go to your Instagram and see exactly who you are, how you're able to help them. And that's why we need to have a pretty optimized Instagram. Almost everybody that I'm not saying you, but almost everybody that I work with, whenever they tell me they already work with other agencies, I look at their Instagram, it's not optimized. It's not clear who you are, who you help, and how. Like, it's not clear. It's just a bunch of technique names and that's it. So that's the first step. Once we optimize this part, now we're able to go to the attraction part, which is the step one where we actually start reaching out to people, all right? Now, you're probably already having some networking, referrals, organic content, which is great. Kudos to you for doing that. We should be posting constantly in our social media so that people can know that we exist. And then we have paid ads, all right? Now, paid ads is what we do. This is how it's more predictable to bring in leads every single day. It's just the way we can get clients as soon as possible. The second one is nurture. This is basically answering all the questions of your clients in your direct messages. From your ad goes through to your direct messages. Now, you probably do it manually, and that's fine, but sometimes it can become overwhelming if we are getting more leads. Especially if we fix our messaging, the same ad spend that you're having is going to bring way more leads. So at some point it might become overwhelming, which is why I always suggest to have AI to help you with those back and forth. Now, in the past, it will sound weird. Like, it will sometimes answer weird things. It will have some hallucinations and it will say things that are nothing to do with. But now with the new models, we have ChatGPT 5, it becomes way better. And also, like, I invest a lot of time and resources into like coming up with a prompt that it will help the AI to do what it's supposed to do. Even if you do it manually, that's fine. Although I suggest to have something AI or AI assistant that can help you because it can become overwhelming. Now, the step 3 is to actually book people because they're already landing your direct messages, they already ask you questions, and they're ready to move forward. Now, sometimes people ask for a Zelle or Cash App or Venmo, which is not bad, but sometimes people might hesitate and until I actually give you money. So this is why I suggest to have a payment link and also offer payment plans so that it will be more manageable for some people who might don't have those $500 up front. Until here, like we getting leads. If we follow these steps, we're getting leads within 24 hours as soon as we launch ads. Now the bookings usually happen from day 2 or 7. It's an average. Everybody's different, but that's usually what we can expect. And having AI will help you save 20 plus more hours a month, depending on the amount of leads that you're getting, how engaging they are. All right. Now, but way before we start running ads, remember, we got to optimize your messaging and your Instagram so that it's clear for people whenever they are landing on your Instagram profile. And then once you're in this way, like you are here, you start bringing in people, start getting cash flow, you're getting 5K, 8K, and then you have more disposable income to like actually start doing the other part, which is scaling. Now, something important to consider and to keep in mind from day one, we are always tracking what is your cost per lead, your booking rate, so that we know, okay, this is the ad that I'm launching and it's bringing me this amount of people, of leads, and we're booking this amount of people. So once you know all those numbers, it's way easier to actually scale. You can scale in a more predictable way so that if I put this amount of money on ads, I get this amount of revenue so that I can scale. Right? And then you can actually pay attention to other areas. Remember when we discussed that sometimes we focus on so many things, like I gotta have my website, but I also gotta run some Groupon, but I also have some flyers, but I also gotta go to some events. And those are things that are important, 100%. But remember, you gotta focus on something and start getting results. And then once we start having more resources in time and money, then you can actually start thinking about other ways. These are super important, but not at the beginning where we have no idea what the heck. You can start upselling to other services, right? Retarget with paid ads. Now that you're running ads and also posting organically, you already have some people in your audience that you can eventually retarget. When you're retargeting, your cost per booking drops down dramatically, which is amazing. Then you can actually think about optimizing your website. You can actually start setting up systems to request a referral from your current clients, to request reviews, to send out emails, text messages, and it's like a snowball, right? You get more social proof because you have more people telling you that how amazing you are. You have more portfolio. Then you can eventually become more and more known in your area. You can start expanding to other locations if that's what you want. Okay, I hope this helps you out and help you to understand like why people don't paying attention to whatever you're saying, why ad costs are super expensive, what are the things that you could do to like actually start bringing in clients in a more predictable way. All right. Now, if anything of what I said resonated with you and you're ready to scale your business, go ahead and schedule a call. I will be more than happy to walk you through the framework and what we could do. If, on the other hand, you're not ready to scale your business, like you probably work with some other people and they rip you off, then no problem, no worries. You can keep learning on my YouTube channel for free. I'm going to continue posting out more and more content to help out as many people as possible. So if that's your case, no problem. But if you are ready to scale, just schedule a call. All right, that's it for today, and until the next video.